yeah, I should win just because you had the Timberwolves in the 8th seed.
Vasilevsky's been playing really well, and the Lightning have a great offense.
Yeah, it was a tremendous shot, and I've come to expect it from LeBron. I would say I wish the best for the Red Sox, but as a Yankees fan, that's really hard for me to do.
The biggest addition to me is Jalen Brunson.
Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and that's all I have to say. He's still a top 5 quarterback in this league, and there's nothing really anyone can do about it.
Why'd you have to name him? Like, seriously? Like, thanks, man.
Who would have thought 5 years ago that the Clippers and Nets would be facing in the finals?
How is Joe Burrow going to get the ball to them if his butt is already on the ground?
Crazy. And for the fans at home,
Hello, I'm Cy Mendenhall, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NBA Opinions of the Week. Make sure to review what we did for the NBA Finals as we reviewed the series, and then we also talked about what's next for the Dallas Mavericks. And now, possibly a future podcast to head coach, Austin.
I don't know about that, but that is what's happening with JJ Redick. He is now the head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. He did a podcast as well with a now current player that's under his helm and LeBron. So if LeBron resigns, we'll have to see if that's ending up to be the case. I think that's part of the reason why JJ Redick was signed, but just a lot of interesting moves. And Kevin, what was your initial thoughts when you heard this news?
I kind of laughed. I thought it was going to happen. I thought it was pretty funny. I didn't believe the Dan Hurley news. To me, it makes sense. It's very funny, and like he also had Old Man in the 3, and I'm wondering if he can do that anymore, or is that considered tampering? He is a smart basketball player, and that can be seen in the podcast with LeBron. However, it is, I think the last coach to go from no coaching experience was Steve Nash.
But I don't really blame Steve Nash either. I feel like that kind of situation was a lot of clash of personalities. And injuries.
Yeah. So it's going to be difficult. I would like this move more if LeBron wasn't on the Lakers. Because I feel like it's just going to be LeBron running it. Versus if it's no LeBron, then I could see this actually working out for the Lakers.
Yeah, with LeBron being the head coach, and it's kind of what happened with Steve Nash as well. I feel like Kevin Durant and Kyrie were kind of the head coaches there. Mainly KD, and that's why Steve Nash ended up getting fired, even though KD was also having his problems on the court. So this does seem like a situation where LeBron is leading the team. It's going to be his team. He's at least an assistant head coach. He's going to have a lot of say in that locker room, but I'm interested to see if he does resign and what other moves the Lakers make, because their team is still far away from being a title contender.
Yeah, and this, I don't think they can contend this year, given their roster. They'd have to do a lot. To me, I also found the comps pretty funny. They're like, oh, he's the next Pat Riley, or we could see him as Eric Spoelstra. I just found that pretty funny. And that's just like probably the agents or like the Lakers front office putting that out there just to kind of to prove their hiring. Because they're like, oh, we have done work. But this kind of seemed the case. I would have liked it if they looked at other coaches, even recently with Monty Williams. It just, to me, seems like a lazy effort on their part for a head coaching search.
Yeah, but I do think it was kind of playing around LeBron. Everything they've been doing recently has been LeBron-based, and I feel like the same can be said here.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how you can look at the situation and be like, LeBron isn't determining the coach, or they aren't just using this to bring LeBron back. So we'll just have to see what he does. Like he is from the podcast, you can tell like he has a knowledge of the game. It's just there's so much more things that can be learned with being an assistant coach, and like we saw that with specifically Pat Riley. As I read a book about the Lakers dynasty, he was an assistant for a little bit. He was a broadcaster, but he was an assistant under the second, I can't remember his name, second head coach when they won the title, who's the interim coach. when their first coach got injured. So there was even that experience. I'm not really sure what experience does JJ Redick have coaching a team.
I get that, but situations like this could work. We're going to have to see. I don't necessarily love it, but I don't hate it either.
Yeah, he does have relation, like he is relation based. Like he knows how to communicate with players, which you can tell from the podcast. Like he knows how to get along with the players and get stuff from them.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but we could see it work out. I feel like it's going to take a lot, though. It's not going to be a perfect ride.
Yeah, and I just hope the Lakers have to be dedicated to this. I know they gave him a 5-year deal, but
I think it was 4 years.
4 years? Okay, 4 years, but still, a long-term deal doesn't really mean anything for that.
As we saw with the Monty Williams contract.
Monty Williams, yeah. Like, he got signed to a big deal, and the money did not matter to Detroit. So, I just hope they give it a couple years with JJ Redick, because he's going to need to find his feet as a head coach.
I completely agree. It's not going to be smooth sailing. Maybe by the end of the first year, hopefully, he's kind of figured it out, but it's a weird situation. It really is. I don't think it's... LeBron is such a special player that we haven't seen these situations with any other guy, and the Lakers are trying anything to keep him.
Yeah, and I just find it pretty funny. Like I referenced his podcast as like use for the hire, so he is a very prominent podcaster, and he was on the broadcast booth, but he's been doing his podcast for a while. So that's just hilarious to me. Any final thoughts?
No, not really. I don't know what to expect yet.
Yeah, and we'll have to see, and we'll keep you covered. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.